So if you've looked around you recently, you'll probably have noticed that these are not the best of times. And I'd be lying if I said I had much faith in humanity right now. Not just in Gaza, but in many other regions around the world, humankind is indiscriminately killing its own, using motivators like race and religion to justify murder, starving, abuse, marginalization, and condemnation of other people. Closer to home, we continue to discriminate, relegate, and commit violence towards our fellow human because of their race, religion, sexuality, gender, culture, and even for their philosophical beliefs and modes of self-expression. And for the crime of simply being human, we criticize, troll, and cancel each other, disregarding anyone who doesn't see the world as we do, know the things that we know, or demonstrate the wisdom that comes with making mistakes and being given a chance at redemption. And in addition to all of this, we enslave, abuse, and slaughter non-human animals on an unfathomable scale, while both subconsciously and consciously looking in the other direction. The world is a mess, and I am not proud to call myself human at this current point in time. But I am proud to call myself vegan. It took very little to convince me that being vegan was the only way to live a life aligned with my staunch belief that every animal on this earth deserves compassion and freedom. And when I say freedom, I also mean the liberty to express themselves freely, provided that freedom does not impinge on the freedom of another. And when I say every animal, I mean human animals too. Because why limit our compassion to non-human animals if we have the capacity to go beyond? I am proud to be vegan, and I am grateful that it took so little for me to become so and to stay so these past 8 years. I'm grateful I had the opportunity to connect with farmed animals as a child. I'm grateful that I had a supportive family and a partner who embraced veganism too. I'm grateful that I've always had access to an abundance of food and information and resources. I'm grateful that I've been able to make many mistakes in my life, to learn from those mistakes and to evolve into the person I am today. A much more informed and conscious person than I was in my 20s or my 30s, but a person who still has lots of learning and evolving to do regardless. Because none of us are perfect, are we? That's why I don't believe in attacking non-vegans, former vegans, or vegans who are struggling, because what these people really need is our compassion, our understanding, and our wisdom. And when I say these people, I mean everyone, except maybe those basement dwellers who post bacon gifs on our social media posts. Those Muppets aren't worth my compassion or my time, not a damn second of it, and they're not worth your time either. But most people are. Recidivism is a serious challenge for our movement. It's a challenge because ex-vegans, and particularly influential ones, will publicly and wrongfully blame veganism on their way out the door. And that's both harmful and very annoying. It's also a challenge because we diehard vegans will often lock the door after them with our very public, very vocal intolerance. And that's harmful to our movement too, because although there's value in making clear what veganism is and veganism is not, for example, veganism is a philosophy, not a diet, burning bridges makes sure that a person who falls, trips up, or wavers has no way back to the fold and is forever lost to our cause. And we cannot afford to lose people, because when we do, it is not hundreds, not thousands, not millions, but billions of animals who suffer and who we let down. Veganism isn't about us, it's about animals, and it is the animals who we must focus on. So whenever we feel angry or hateful or frustrated because people won't listen or refuse to change or won't change quickly enough or claim to eat only humanely regeneratively farmed animals or say they can't afford to go vegan or say they die without cheese or denounce veganism entirely, we have to remember who it is that we're fighting for and put our anger and frustration aside. Because when all we can conjure is darkness, then there's no space for light, no desire to teach or empower, no ability to inspire or transform, and no room for redemption. As I said before, the world is a real mess. It is deeply, deeply flawed because humankind is deeply, deeply flawed. We want to be better, but we are weighed down by our faults, our fears, our ignorance, our lack of education, our unconscious biases, our racism, our sexism, our discrimination, our anger, and our speciesism. And because of this, there can be no absolutism in advocacy, no progress without imperfection. If we want to create a better world for human and non-human animals, we absolutely have to meet people where they are. We have to talk to people compassionately. We have to listen, really listen to what they're saying, and we have to be as open to understanding them as we need them to be to understanding us. It's all about connection. We should not be bullying or attempting to intimidate people into going vegan. Statistically, that does not work, and it should not be how we choose to operate. We are better than that. Vegan isn't a war on humanity. It's a calling to unite humanity against injustice, against needless suffering, exploitation, and abuse, against ignorance and inequality, against speciesism. Sadly, we vegans aren't going to change the world for animals overnight, but by God, we are going to change it. Not with cruel words or guns blazing, but by sharing the love and compassion that brought all of us here today. And so even though the world is an almighty mess, I am hopeful. Hopeful that humankind has what it takes to end injustice once and for all, to connect with the better angels of our nature, and to walk the path trailblazed by people like you and me. So, my fellow vegans, let go of your anger towards those who don't see the world as you do. I understand why you're angry, I get it, but this world doesn't need more hate. What it needs desperately is empathy and love. Now, while kale lovers and chicken huggers we all may be, we're still unique individuals who, despite sharing a very healthy obsession with nutritional yeast, don't agree on everything and probably never will. Some of us like to shout, "Go vegan!" through a megaphone while dressed as a piece of broccoli, and some of us like to share pretty pictures of our plant-based food. And we need that. We need lots of activism and lots of different types of activism. We need all of it. But what we don't need is anger and infighting and bickering and to be wasting our time on the small stuff. We do not have the time to waste, nor the mainstream reputation to indulge in these off-putting behaviors. We need to remember that the world is watching us. Future vegans are watching us. Our kids are watching us, and animals, billions of beautiful animals, are counting on us. What they need and what our movement needs is all of us sharing all of our compassion, all of our wisdom, and all of our love with everyone out there who needs it. What the animals need from us is unity, courage, compassion, love, perseverance, wisdom, understanding, and unity. So let's do it, please. Let's unite humanity with love.